worship. We're doing different today. May is going to sign the music, the song Walk in Balance. Our drummers, say hello drummers, drum on the drum to say hello. Our drummers are going to drum for us. So, here we go. Starting drumming is challenging, gets going. Stopping is even harder.
Stopping's the fun part.
Stopping's the fun part. Okay, I apologize in advance. I'm going to move you around a little bit, audience. Let's see how that works. Woo, there we go. So, Mr. Phil is at a car show today. You know, he's a Volkswagen-aholic, if that is a thing. And they're having a VW show in Moxie, which is about 45 minutes north of here, I think. So, he's gone. I do have a joke for you. So, in honor of Mr. Phil, here's the joke. Question. Where do bad rainbows go?
Where?
They go to Prism. Oh, but don't worry, it's a light sentence. That's my one. We will leave joke telling to Mr. Bill, that's for sure. Say what?
Encore.
Encore? Oh, that's all I got. That's all she did. I have no more. I'd like to start us off with a prayer. So if you'd be willing to join in prayer, please. This prayer is entitled Prayer for Today. Divine One, help me get through today. Help me to do the next right thing. Help me to step up in my own life so that I may be a blessing to myself and others. Help me to be kind to myself and others. Help me to be present in the here and now. Help me to know the lessons from the past experiences without living in the past. Help me to have hope for the future without projecting myself out of this moment. Shift me out of autopilot and bring me fully back into my life. Awaken me to joy and peace in this moment, as this moment gently flows into the next moment without my efforting or striving. help me to be. In the name of the ascended one, Jesus. Amen. Our gratitude is, I am grateful for divine assistance in this moment. I'm grateful for divine peace and joy in the here and now. Ain't that the truth? You know, we've got I don't know about you, I have not been as balanced as I would like to be. Yeah. Because, you know, I can get imbalance in one arena of my life and something else just goes to heck. Have you noticed that? And even those might be physical circumstances, there's the balancing of oneself, the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects of ourselves. And if I'm focused on getting myself spiritually fit, spiritually in balance, then I'm likely to neglect something that I probably might have benefited by paying attention to. if I'm just only focused on the one thing. And if I get my head clear, my emotions are a mess. Have you been experiencing all this stuff? And a lot of it is because of what we're going through right now during the COVID, whatever. It changed everything. It changed our perceptions. It changed who we are and where we're going and what we're thinking about doing. Because now we have to think about the simple things. Do I need to put my mask on? Have I got it? Did I forget it? You know, and then we get on with things and I'll start to walk into the grocery store. Where's my mask? I don't have my mask. I can't remember. You know, we forget that. So everything has changed. And in those moments of change, we kind of get lost because we're trying to adapt. We're trying to find a good footing. We're trying to find a stabilized footing amongst all the change and the turmoil. And so balance is this unique, wonderful gift that we have that we can give ourselves. What I found really interesting, years and years and years and years ago, way back when, I was a visual therapist. And we would work with children who had either an eye that turned in or both eyes weren't in alignment with one another, or because when the eyes aren't in alignment, the brain will shut one eye off. It's called suppression. And so the fastest way to get the eyes in alignment, the fastest way to get the brain and the eyes to work together was to give them a task of balancing. So we'd have a balance board this far off the ground, so you couldn't fall and hurt yourself. And we would have them walk the balance beam, one foot in front of the other, and then backwards. And I'd write a word on the screen, a word on the chalkboard. And every step they took, every step we take, they would say a letter. And they would read a letter and take a step, read a letter and take a step at the same time. And as they did that, the eyes would line up. The other fast way to get a child to, or grown-up, way to grown-ups to, was a trampoline. When you're in that moment, when you're suspended in air and you're just about ready to let gravity take over, the eyes will lock in. And we could put a kid on a trampoline for 20 minutes, just jumping in again, looking at a chalkboard and reading one letter at a time. And as they would do that, their eyes would shift. The brain and the eyes would work together in ways they never had before. You know, who knows why those things happen, but they do. And crawling and skipping. I had one little guy, he was I think he was like 12. Played the trumpet and played baseball. And he got so mad one time because he thought, he couldn't hit the ball to save his life, just couldn't. But he was really good at throwing. He could throw, couldn't make his mark all the time, but, and so we were doing all this stuff, and he just couldn't break through. So I thought, well, you know, let's try skipping. And the kid couldn't figure out how to skip, so I had to break it down. Okay, how do you skip? I don't know how to skip. So to break it down into, okay, step, hop, step, hop, step. So he got it. Oh my gosh, that kid skipped around. He was having so much fun. I got it. And he locked him in because his brain and body balanced out at the same time. Body, mind, emotions, and spirit all linked together, and he was in alignment. And he just did awesome with his sports after that. He did awesome with his trumpet after that. Changed his life, got him all balanced in and locked in. So the things, there are physical things that we can do to bring ourselves in alignment. And our intent is this beautiful moment where we choose in. There's a Bible verse I want to share with you. It doesn't seem like it would fit in, but oh my gosh, it's like a key. It's like a key to living. I'm going to share it with you. This is from Ephesians chapter 4, verse 28. I swear, it really does fit in. Just bear with me. Let him who steals, steal no longer, but let him labor, performing with his own hands what is good, in order that he may have something to share with him who has a need. So, how does that fit for me? I don't steal. Okay, let him who worries, worry no longer. Find things to be grateful in and sharing those gratitudes with others. They're in need of that grace. It does fit, doesn't it? So whatever we're locked in, whatever patterns we're locked in, we're blocking out or suppressing part of our being. When we're not physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually connected at all times, part of us is shut down. And we can feel that, and that feels disconcerting to us. And that's part of the difficulty that we're all going through right now, is it not? The other part of that difficulty is that everybody else is shut down, and I feel it. Whether you're an empath or not, the energy of disrupted shutdown is out there. Can you not feel that? So how do we shift that? We shift that by Ephesians 4:28. We do it differently. We unlock a pattern, an unwanted pattern. So ponder that for a second. What's an unwanted pattern that you might be experiencing right now that you don't want to do anymore? I mentioned worry. What's something else? What's something else? Being fearful? That's kind of worry. What else? Anybody have any suggestions? Help me out here. What's something we get stuck in? Eating too much. How about eating too much?
Overthinking.
Or overthinking. Let's do overthinking first. Overthinking. Let he who overthinks move into a state of being. Because when we be, we don't have to figure it all out. We know. Because in that state of being, we're connected in, and we have insights and knowledge that extend beyond our own analytical monkey mind, right? So, not sure what I said there. Let him who is overthinking just be for a moment. Thinking and experiencing life of compassion and kindness. And sharing that with those that are in need. Make sense? Overeating, let's try overeating. Let him who is overeating relax. Because that's just a way to shut down. It's a fast way to shut down is to shove stuff in our mouth. So let him who is overeating wake up. Reconnect. Because when we're reconnected, then our body tends to give us signals to eat wisely, to take action, to move. And then we can truly be of service to the world. Otherwise, we're just trying to satisfy something that is unsatisfiable in this physical realm. We're trying to feed a spiritual hurt. It doesn't work. I have extra pounds to prove it. So whatever pattern we're stuck in, it's time to unstick. And it's time to find balance between physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And the fastest way to do that is to shift our intent and to take action that mirrors that, is the opposite of that. Go from the other direction. That makes sense? I'd like to read you the following verse too, because it's not really linked in, but it kind of really helps. Let no unwholesome word proceed out of your mouth, but only such a word is good for edification, according to the need of the moment, that it may give grace to those who hear. Oh, goodness, what things we say to ourselves. What things we say about ourselves. Let us shift what we speak to ourselves. It's powerful, powerful. When we do that shift and everything lines up, it's like walking that balance beam. We don't intend to get our eyes straight or to get to overcome this oppression. We're just walking the balance. And the miraculous thing is the brain picks it up and everything else works well together. So finding balance, finding something that brings you into balance. Is it walking in your yard? Okay, we had some really stormy weather the last couple of days. Nobody could get outside. Well, some people could, I'm sure. But finding something that brings you back to center. What brings you to center? And spiritually speaking, there's a number of things that could bring us back to center. I'm being called to remind you of a Bible verse that says, forsake not the assembling of yourselves together. Okay, so with COVID, some people just have to stay home. They're not going to come here. I get it. But you're tuning in, and that's connecting you in. And then there's people in this room that are connecting in. That's valuable because seeing somebody else walk a sacred path helps me get in balance. Observing that and noticing that. Another Bible verse that just popped in was, see if I can get it right. Don't despise prophetic utterances. Okay, what does that mean? That means when somebody's spiritually tuning in and communicating with you, honor that. Find value in that. And you can find value in that, and whether you read the good book or whether you read other spiritual writings, that's tuning into that divination, that divine connection. And when we do that, when we get balanced in one area with our intent, the rest of them fall in line. We can do the same thing without intent and nothing happens. But with that intent, it just locks and loads and we feel so much better, do we not? On all areas of our life. And then if we have questions, and then if we have things that we would like to know more about, those answers come to us. Whether it's someone that we know saying, hey, what do you think about blah, 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 or I just heard this, or I just read that. We share with one another. And that builds us up. We build one another up in love. That's the edification of our communication. That's the edification word here. Edification is actually building up. So let's build one another up. And it starts here. Physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, connecting in balance. And it can be effortless when we shift our intent. The shifting of our intent is feeling noticing when we're out of balance and shifting it, doing it differently. Instead of taking, I'm now going to work and I'm going to share. Instead of overthinking, I'm going to stop and I'm going to notice and then I'm going to share. Make sense? That's what brings us into balance. Okay, so that's all I have for that. the moment. Let's do a guided meditation, shall we? Somebody be willing to go dim the lights for us? I think we should be good. Thanks, Carol. Thank you. I think that'll work. So let's just take a moment and get in balance. We have our core energy that's in the center of our being. And with your intent, notice that. We've spoken before about your ascension orb, that there's a glowing ball of light that's below the diaphragm and between the stomach and the spine. It's in that center spot there. And this is like a spinning ball of light, and it acts like a gyroscope, and it helps us balance. It helps us stay in alignment. Because it's tuned into Divine Source. And when we're tuned into that, everything else falls into place. So just notice that. Just be aware of that. Might want to take a breath in and just relax. Just be here. Be in this moment. Be here now. And in this now moment now, notice the top of your head. There's an energy portal there. Allow yourself to connect in with that which is above you. Divine Source. Well, Divine Source is everywhere, but we're going to notice it through that portal. And above that portal, there are many portals. There are blue ones and green ones and purple ones and pink ones and copper-colored ones. What color are you drawn to today? And if you touch that with your awareness, that expands. And this living light of love in that flavor and that color will flow down into the top of your head and nourish you, begin to nourish you. What color do you tap into? Just notice that. And let that touch your mind. And you may have a sense of worry or frustration or distress, that out of balance feeling. Let this living light of love, whatever color you're experiencing, let this living light of love displace that. Shift it. It's just an option that you don't have to choose. Go to Plan B, Plan C. And as you receive that beautiful living light of love, in whatever color, whatever shade, now let it touch your third eye. The discernment center is over your eye, your occipital lobes, and your eyes themselves. This is your perception circuit. When we're worried and stressed out, we're going to see things that worry us and stress us out more. When we're tuned into Divine Source, we're in balance with Divine Source. We'll see even more things that bring us balance. We'll see even more things that bring us that which we're grateful for. Now let that living light of love touch your ears and your mouth and your throat. This is your truth circuit. Your truth is your truth. No one else has to hear it. No one else has to believe it. And you don't have to change anyone else's truth circuit to match yours. It just gets to be what it is. And your truth will help you stay in your balance. What is true for you? You know the truth shall set you free. Free from worry, free from anxiety. Are things perfect now? No. Have things ever been perfect? No. Are things ever gonna be perfect? No. But the truth is, we're okay. We're okay right now, just as it is. And we can relax into that truth. We can find balance in our truth. Now, let more and more of that living light of love flow into your shoulders. We carry so much stress in our shoulders and our neck. Oh, just want to roll that out. But you can't hear on the microphone, but my shoulders are crunching. Crunch, crunch, crunch. We can let that go. And as we let that go, then this living light of love flows down our arms and into our hands. This creates healing energy. This creates balance that we can share. This creates the ability for us to give, the ability for us to work in harmony with others. This gives us the ability to make a difference. If you're watching this, if you're here and you're hearing this, you came to make a difference. You are in this time, in this space, to make a difference. And being in balance changes everything for us and for the world. Now bring this living light of love into your heart space. Oh, it feels so wonderful. And from your heart space now, let it go out into every organ, every system, every tissue, every fiber, every cell, even down into the cells, into the DNA. Let it bring healing and clear, balanced energy into even your DNA, even into your cells. Feel that energetic vibration throughout your whole body, through your legs, and your whole system. And let more and more of this living light of love flow through you and go down into the earth. At the bottoms of your feet, there's energy portals, and if you open them, unwanted energy flows out. This living light of love expands out into the earth. You're anchoring it into this earth. And at the same time, you can receive the grounding earth energy that helps you stay balanced. Again, giving and receiving in equal measure. So give that love into the earth and receive that loving strength from the earth. And bring that loving strength from the earth and bring it into your heart space. Balance. Spiritually connected, physically connected, mentally tuned in, and emotionally centered. That's your rightful state of being. Right here, right now. Receive that. Allow yourself to be balanced. And now let's take a little walk in our imagination, shall we? I'd like you to imagine a storm. A storm has arrived. As you notice this storm, which do you see? A dark storm front, like a wall of dark clouds? Do you see a funnel cloud? Or do you see thunder and lightning? Which do you see? Each of those have different spiritual significance for you. As this storm is doing whatever storms do, you notice that you hear something. Do you hear a bird chirping, perhaps? Do you hear raindrops, perhaps? Or do you hear water running out of a downspout, drain spout? Which might you hear? Sometimes birds chirp even if the storms are brewing. Maybe you hear a bird chirping. Do you hear raindrops? Or do you hear water out of a downspout? And as you're noticing this storm, the storm begins to clear. As this storm begins to clear, a unique rainbow appears. What do you see? Do you see a full rainbow from one end to the other? Do you see a double rainbow? Or do you see a rainbow of vivid colors that are beyond this world? Which do you see? A full rainbow, a double rainbow, or a rainbow of vivid, otherworldly colors? The storm continues to clear away. A beautiful day awakens. And you notice that flowers are opening up now. What flower do you see? You see a sunflower, a violet, or a rose? You notice the flowers have been nourished by the rain or the storm, and they're opening back up again. Do you see a sunflower, a violet, or a rose? And as you're experiencing this, you feel such bliss, such joy, that you'd like to leave a gift here. A symbolic item that designates your memory of this moment because of its significance. Do you leave seeds for the birds? Do you leave stacked stones? Or do you plant a flower? Which do you receive? Or what do you choose to leave here? Seeds for the birds, stacked stones, or do you plant a flower? And as you're experiencing that, you just allow yourself to be feeling the balance of the storm, balance between the storm and the bright, clear day, the beauty of the rainbow, the beauty of the flowers. And gently, gently allow yourself to come back into this time and space, back into this room or wherever you're at, back into your physical form, fully connected, fully balanced, fully blessed. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's do communion. And then after communion, we'll do a drumming. Could we do one more drum? Something? Okay. And then we'll go back to the guided meditation. So if you would, here at the Divine Fellowship, we have these little cup things. On the top is a little wafer. So we're going to do the wafer first. So if you can get yours open, I think that's the challenging part. And would you join me in prayer, please? Loving Spirit of light, help us to walk in balance. Help us to find balance. Help us to awaken the balance within. Feed that balance. And let us share that balance with others. These things we ask in the name of the Ascended One, Jesus. Amen. And the other one. Join me in prayer, please. Loving Spirit of light, as we drink this in, help us to drink in life, all of it. And no matter what our circumstances are, help us to find balance. Renew balance within us. Awaken balance within us. Grant us balance. These things we pray in the name of the Ascended One, Jesus. Amen. Sure. Thank you. Lights, camera, action. we forgot to warn anybody. Contribution. Do we have a volunteer? Yeah, we got a volunteer. Awesome. If you step back here, the people on the camera can see us. Right here, please.
No,
I know, I'm so mean.
I know. Good morning, everybody. I know in this time of COVID that we all are not here with each other, but it's important that we run this church for each and every one of us here or out there. So all we're asking is gifts of donation, even prayers, and white light of love to all the people. Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Amen to that. And for those at home, if you would like to donate, our PayPal button works, yay. There's also, you can use Square if you'd like to do that. Or if you'd like to work something out to have an ongoing thing, you can have connect in with Nancy, and we'll get you all hooked up. So thank you for all that you do. In that way, again, we couldn't be here without you, and so we're grateful for that more than you can know. Okay, got another song for us, or?
I'm coming up.
So let's do some drumming. We'll do a drum, and then we'll go back to our guided meditation. Okay? Go for it. How about Mother? Can we?
Oh, I can do that. That's all.
I mean, I don't know if we can sing that because of the. But if you could get the tune going. Just rock, dude. Phil's not here. I'm spread out everywhere.
Just scoot the chair when she's on the bench. Mother, I feel you,
good drumming, can you?
Thank you.
Oh, that's funny. There we go. I touched the wrong button. So we must have had some energy going through here because my microphone just died. Fresh batteries in it and they just crap. Oh, they didn't work it out. Oh, goodness. So we move things around in here, energy shifting. So hopefully you felt the energy shift at home. That drumming is this physical thing that changes things, does it not? I love it, love it, love it, love it. How many people have drums at home, have their own drum? Do you ever drum at home? I can't tell you that it just makes a difference. My neighbors think I'm nuts, but that's okay. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about our guided meditation. The storm. The storm relates to your current challenge. How many people saw the dark storm front? Okay, a couple of dark storm fronts. Okay, your current challenge is knowing what your next step might be. Make sense? Or having a goal so that you know where to put your focus. That makes sense? Okay, as we go through the rest of the guided meditation responses here, that could give you a clue as to how to find that or how to perceive that, okay? How many people had the funnel cloud? Maybe there's somebody online that did. The funnel cloud is about getting overwhelmed, getting all spun up over stuff. Anybody online, Carol? Are you? Okay. If you have questions or comments online, go ahead and text them in and Carol will help me out here, give you the answers there. How many people had thunder and lightning? Other people's expectations and your own expectations of how it should be, what you should be doing, how you should feel, all the shoulds. Shoulda, coulda, wouldas, oughta, gotta, must, have to's, always, and nevers, those kinds of things. Might be getting in the way, might be a bit of a challenge right now. And knocking you off balance, So just be aware of that. What you hear is the action indicated. Who heard a bird? And I'm sorry, this is the weirdest thing. It's like, you don't hear birds in storms. I did in the guided meditation, I was told birds. So there was this beautiful bird chirping in the meditation as it came through. So anybody get a bird? You did? Okay, good. So this is asking you to find your soul's song. Find your truth and remain steadfast. So what was your first one? You got the dark storm? So that's not knowing your next step. So when you find your soul's song, what lights you up? Then you'll know your next step and you'll be able to remain steadfast. Okay? Raindrops. Who heard raindrops? Got some raindrops here. This is asking you to watch for patterns. Observe and set yourself free. There may be a pattern involved right now that is not supporting you. So Maureen, what was your first one? The dark storm front?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Okay, so knowing your next step, this is watching for patterns. Observe and set yourself free. Absolutely, got her right true on that. These all work together. How many saw or heard the water coming out of a downspout? The rushing water. Okay, this is asking you to let go of your own expectations, gather momentum, confidence, and the power of connections. Connections are your key. Does that make sense? So connecting in divine source, connecting in with loved ones, connecting in with like-minded ones. Those are all really, really important for you. So Mary Lou, what was your first one? What did you get, the dark storm front, funnel cloud, or thunder and lightning?
Thunder and lightning.
So others' expectations, and this water is letting go of your own expectations. And then that'll allow you to gather momentum, confidence, and connect in a whole other level. See how that works? Okay, as the storm clears, a unique rainbow appears. This rainbow is significant of the divine blessings for you right now. How many had a full rainbow? Okay, So your blessings are, your path will be cleared and open for you. Abundance and peace await. I like that one, don't you? Okay, trying to turn the page and hold my phone sometime. How many saw a double rainbow? Okay, double rainbow. This is saying notice and value your connections, and this will support you physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And that support is coming to you now, right now. Okay, so tap into that. Receive that. And what was the first one you received?
The dark cloud, storm cloud coming.
The storm clouds. So your current challenge is knowing your next step. And then you received
Raindrops.
raindrops. So watch out for patterns and observe to set yourself free. And the double rainbow is saying support is coming to you right now. I love it. How cool is that? So then flowers appearing after the storm.
What about the vivid one?
The vivid color. Sorry, slipped a cog. How many had the vivid rainbow? Woo-hoo. Okay. New vitality comes to you now. Allow yourself to vibrate at these higher frequencies by remembering and drawing them in. So higher frequencies are now available to you that have not been in existence in the world before. So receive them, and they're coming in as these color values. So can you remember the vivid rainbow? Can you remember what that looked like, felt like? Feel your body absorbing those colors, and this is going to shift you up a notch. So Lori, what was the first thing you got?
Lightning.
The lightning. So letting go of others' expectations, maybe your own. What did you hear?
Raindrops.
And you're watching for patterns and observing to set yourself free. And then you're going to allow these vibrations, these frequencies to help you. Very cool. Now we can go to flowers. Sorry, slipped a cog. So the flowers opening up after the storm or revealing themselves after the storm is how you're opening up to balance now. Who saw a sunflower? Mary Lou, okay. The sunflower says you share your light abundantly with others through words and deeds. That's pretty darn true, right on. In levels you have never done before, a whole other cycle of life. Is that not right? That's pretty awesome, pretty awesome. How many saw a violet? Violet. You utilize healing energy in a new way on a higher level. Yes. She went. And the rose. Okay, got a couple of roses here. You trust and know you are protected as your compassion and kindness unfolds on a whole new level. You're finding ways to express that in a whole nother level. So you leave a gift, and that's what keeps you in balance. What helps you keep that balance going. How many left seeds for birds? Got a couple of those. Okay, this is physical, mental, and emotional and spiritual nourishment. Excuse me. So physically, you're going to eat better, feel more energized to take the action that you need to take, activity. Mentally, you're going to have new positive thoughts. Emotionally, you're going to express kindness on a whole new level. We just talked about that for you. And spiritually, prayer, meditation, and divination tools, that connecting into that sacred, divine insight. Way cool. How many got the stacked stones? Got a few of those. This is saying what keeps you in balance now is taking time today and each day. Taking time for yourself, taking time to notice, taking time to really, really be here. And how many planted a flower? Okay. What keeps you in balance now is allowing yourself to notice kindness in yourself and others. Pay attention, notice it. And what happens then, you feed that kindness loop. Yeah, you're feeling that, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Very cool. Was there any questions online at all? Let me know. If you do, you can type it in, and if we don't get to it right this second, then yes, you had a question?
I got a daffodil and a rock that was shaped like a heart.
As your
My
gift?
And my flower was a daffodil.
Okay, so daffodils are the first thing in the spring. So this is that new awakening, new energy coming, new energy awakening in you, and it's bright, it's cheerful, you can't miss it. And the heart-shaped stone is saying that it's going to leave a mark. It's going to be evident in your world. You'll feel it, you'll know it, you'll experience it. That make sense? We'll see, right? We'll see. Okay, so I'm asking for a little more clarification on that for you. So this energetic vibration that's coming to you will manifest itself for you as a tone. And you may not hear that tone, but you'll feel that tone. It'll be kind of a resonance either in your heart space or your guts. And you'll just feel that. And that is going to energize you to feel alive on a whole nother level. Very cool, very cool. Any other questions or comments about your meditation that I might not have answered? Yes, May.
I planted a white carnation.
You planted a white carnation, of course, an old song, white carnation. Pink sport coat? White carnation. White sport coat and pink carnation. Okay, so I remembered that all along. Not that my memories. So you're planting the carnation. Carnations are beautifully, smell so sweet. So this refreshing feeling that we get after a storm is going to linger with you. It's going to grow within you. And you're going to be able to share that as an expression of sweetness. Didn't we talk about that earlier for you? Expressing sweetness and kindness? Yeah. So that's confirmation of your willingness to do that. You're going to do the deal. Good for you. Any other questions or comments? Boy, time flies, doesn't it?
Most everyone online had already got their own answer, so.
Oh, awesome. I love it. Got it. Thank you. You're awesome. You're cool. So let's do an energy circuit for you folks online, and then we'll wrap up with the people here. So I can't do my hands because I've got to hold my phone. Since we fried the other one, I don't know what we did to it. Energetically recharge that one. So rub your hands together really, really fast, bringing that energy again from Divine Source into your heart space to left hand to right hand back to your heart space. That connects that circuit. And if you can have your hands apart just a little bit, then the energy builds between your hands. You can feel that energy building. This is divine energy as it utilizes your life force energy, amplifying love and your intent. Allow yourself to feel that. And allow that to amplify. And know that everything you need energetically will be gifted to you. It's your birthright. And now bring that energy into your heart space. Have a wonderful week. God bless, and we will see you next time.